One question I've gotten in one form or another in the last few months is, can we meet? And I've found that I have a lot of difficulty created by all the different means of meeting people that we have today and the difficulties in switching from one to the other. If it's somebody that I've just met at random in an unplanned manner in public, often people enjoy that very much, meeting face to face, because of the relatively small number of meetings that occur that way these days, it seems. But they'll want to continue meeting that way. So the extreme of this is the never meet and meet on purpose relationship, where it's entirely based upon apparently supernatural or chance or fated meetings between people, and then that becomes so enjoyable to one or both people that they never want to meet on purpose. The never meet in person relationship is, of course, one that we have a lot more of these days, because so many of our meetings are over the internet in one way or another, or phone, or both. And it's difficult to get to meeting in person because of the geographical barriers involved. Then there's the one-way glass relationship, where in my case I usually have more information put out about myself than the people who comment or write to me have put out available about themselves. So they're seeing me, I can't see them. And I would want some of those things to change if I were to meet somebody in person. I'm not looking for the sort of thing I have online. If I'm going to go offline, I want something different. And this makes it difficult, as I would anticipate at least, to make the shift. If somebody wants to meet me on private, I want them to contact me privately. And at present, I don't get a lot of private messages, and sometimes I don't get specially flagged by YouTube when I get a private message to look in a different folder and realize it's there. So sometimes those can go unread for quite a while. Now, they're not also completely private, because they're still electronic, they're still email, and they can still be scanned, and my information can still be collected by advertisers or some three-letter agency or who knows what for resale or whatever purpose. The difficulty stems in that in a lot of ways I do have my channel up for the purposes of finding people, particularly with respect to writing and enlarging the writers group, but that requires an environment where people aren't being put in a place where their material can be scooped up and resold somewhere in some way that they didn't approve. And that's the great difficulty of virtual communication, the lack of privacy and protection of property rights. So there would be a lot more I could do on my channel if that were available, that sort of protection. And recently I've had questions about why was I gone for so long, and it wasn't that I wasn't doing things that I could have made videos about. It's just that I was doing things that I could have made videos about that I wouldn't feel safe putting online because there's not enough protection for them. So I'm wondering if video greetings could maybe bridge the gap between people I've met in person and want to take offline for things like writing, or not. Has anybody had any experience or found any solutions to this? Because it's something I struggle with all the time, in this shift between communications methods. Even with people that I've known for quite a long time, they'll still want to be contacted in person, and I don't really have a means of doing that other than I don't have carrier pigeons or anything like that to set up. And with standard mail, I don't get enough personal messages right now, I think, to justify the cost of having a separate mailbox that doesn't display my living address. So if anybody's got any ideas, I'd be glad to hear them.